Unit 6, the Judicial Branch. Civil law deals with disagreements either between two or more people or between the people and the government. They involve the plaintiff, who accuses the person, the defendant, who is being accused, sometimes involves a petty jury, and a judge. The types of civil law are contract law, which involve disagreements over a violation of a contract or agreement; property law, which covers disagreements with the use and ownership of property; family law, which deals with relationships among family members, such as divorce and adoption; and tort, which is a wrongful act not involving a contract. The timeline of a civil case is hiring a lawyer or an attorney, filing the complaint, the pretrial discovery, the resolution without trial, which doesn't always happen, and then the trial if there is no resolution, and then the award, which means the loser pays the winner for damages. The different types of resolution without trial are mediation and arbitration. In criminal law, the government charges someone with committing a crime. They involve prosecution, which is the part of the government, the defendant, who's being accused, the grand jury, who decides is there enough evidence to go to trial, the petty jury, which decides is the defendant guilty or not guilty. It also involves a judge who decides how long the sentence will be or what the punishment will be if that person is guilty. Types of crimes. There are petty crimes, which are minor crimes, misdemeanors, which are semi-serious crimes, and felonies, which are serious crimes. Crimes against property are burglary, larceny, and arson. Burglary is when someone breaks into a house to steal something. Larceny is theft of something. Arson is lighting something on fire to destroy it. And vandalism is otherwise damaging property. Crimes against persons are homicide, which are first and second degree murder, manslaughter, and negligence, which means you are killing someone. Rape is forced sexual interaction without consent. It could include forcible or physical rape, but it could also include statutory rape as well. Assault is the threat of physical violence. Battery is actual physical violence. And robbery is stealing something with the use of force. Steps of a criminal case. Investigation and arrest, which is when the police find out who broke the law and arrest that person or who they think did it. Then there's the grand jury, who decide if there is enough evidence to accuse a person and go to trial. After that is a plea bargain, which usually happens. The defendant pleads guilty to a lesser crime in exchange for not going to trial for the bigger crime. The reason they do that is because it saves money and time for the government, and the defendant will spend less time in prison. Trial. The petty jury hears evidence and testimony from witnesses brought by both sides. The defendant is innocent until proven guilty, which means the prosecution or the government must prove that that person is guilty. Decision and sentencing. The petty jury states whether the defendant is innocent or guilty. This is called the verdict. The jury must be certain beyond a reasonable doubt, which means they cannot vote guilty if they are unsure. The decision must be unanimous, which means all jury members must agree. If they don't agree, it's called a hung jury. If guilty, the judge delivers the sentence or the punishment. Here are some different vocabulary terms that you might need to know. Presumption of innocence. That means a defendant is innocent until proven guilty. Desegregation. That means getting rid of segregation or forced separation between two different groups, usually race. Defense. This is a person who is accused of wrongdoing in a civil case or of breaking the law in a criminal case. Bail. The amount of money someone can pay to be released from jail before the trial or during the trial. Double jeopardy. A person cannot be tried in court for the same crime under the same conditions. Damages. The amount of money a person must pay if they lose in civil court. The amount of money a person must pay if they lose in civil court. Writ of habeas corpus. The judge orders the police to release a person from jail because that person was held illegally in jail. Subpoena. The judge orders a person to come to court as a witness. This is the end of the first part of Unit 6, talking about civil and criminal law. The next part is the Supreme Court of Unit 6.